Yo, 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 how y'all feeling? Y'all good? I know I'm good. You good?
I'm good.
I'm your host, Solomon,
I'm your girl, Toya.
and this is the Be Different Podcast. That's the Be Different Podcast. As intro stuff, I'm your host, Solomon, here with my mom.
Hey, y'all, it's your girl, Toya.
Oh, yeah, man, as y'all can see, we back again with another video, man. But y'all already know y'all can listen to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and anywhere else where you listen to your podcast, all at the Be Different Podcast.
And y'all already know what to do. Go follow us on our social media pages, Instagram @_Be Different Podcast, X @_Be Different Pod. Our business email, Be Different Podcast. Be Different Pod 06 @gmail.com.
Man, now that you say TikTok.
Oh, nope, I forgot. TikTok _Be Different Pod clips.
Be Different Pod _ clips.
Y'all know I'll never get it right. But how y'all doing? We missed y'all. How are you doing, Solomon?
I'm doing good, man. Like we said on the first episode, man, that we put out not too long ago, we missed y'all. Yeah, we were gonna be more consistent, man, but you see that we back again with another video. Had to come at y'all because the NBA Finals is
It's
up
up
and
on
coming.
us. Yeah, up and coming. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's get started. Let's talk about women's college softball first. The reigning champs, Oklahoma, they got defeated last night by Texas Tech.
Yep, they did.
And I heard something today on ESPN. I think it said it was Texas Tech first time winning the Big 12, first time hosting a regional, first time hosting a super regional, first time going to the national championship. So
Yep.
congratulations to those ladies. They put in the work, and now hopefully they'll see the results.
Yeah, man, like Toy said, shout out Texas Tech because they did put out Oklahoma. Yesterday, like they said, four-time champion in softball Oklahoma, man. They had a dynasty going in Texas Tech. Did the models did dynasty, man? They had their pitcher. I saw on TikTok right before we recorded. They had signed her to like a 1.5 million NIL deal.
Okay.
So like they it was worth the money. Like I said, they first in everything they did this season. First time winning Big 12, first time hosting, first time making it to the College World Series, and now they made it to the national championship game. Who they will be playing Texas.
And I saw that this
the first time it's gonna be an in-state matchup in the national championship game.
It's gonna be a very good game. But y'all know we room for the SEC over here. So even if it is Texas, it's still the SEC. So congratulations, ladies. Now moving on to the men's side, men's baseball. Ole Miss hosted a regional this past weekend in Oxford, and both Ole Miss and Mississippi State played. I don't know where Mississippi State played it, but they played. Ole Miss season is not over. They lost last night.
They lost, yep.
I think Mississippi State season is over too. I'm not 100% sure.
I really don't know, but I know Ole Miss lost to Murray State.
Yeah, they lost to Murray State. So, and a shocker that was in the regional last weekend, Vanderbilt lost. Their season is over, and they were number one. That was a huge shocker in the baseball world.
Yep.
So, that's all I got for baseball. But y'all keep on the lookout for the SEC. Let's see if we're going to win it this year.
Yeah, man.
All right, moving on to the WNBA side. Y'all, as y'all know, the WNBA season has started.
Yeah, man, we talked about the draft on the last episode that we put out.
Correct. Prayers out to Paige Buckner. She suffered a concussion a couple of days ago, so she'll be out a couple of weeks. So hopefully she'll come back. And she was balling. Like, she was making a name for herself to be Rookie of the Year already.
Yep, and then they had just got their first win right before her concussion. So, hey, she out there doing her thing. They 1-6 right now, but you know they still trying to get some things together.
Yeah, her and what's your girl name?
Arike.
They got to get their chemistry together. So
they do, but I'm gonna be mad. I watched the first few Dallas win games, and I like Arike. She be out there getting buckets, and I don't mind you shooting the side that you know you can take. But her shot selection be blowing me sometimes.
Yeah, it does. And then she be early in the shot clock,
that's what I'm saying. Then you shooting a 30-foot three-pointer. Like, come on, bro. Like, let's read it first, then see if we can get a better shot before you just go jack some.
Yeah. The New York Liberty, they still doing what they do. They had a 48-point win a week ago, and it was the second largest win in WNBA history. They were playing the Connecticut Suns,
Mm-hmm.
and they beat them 100-52.
Yep.
That's crazy. Women basketball putting up 100 points. It ain't crazy, but I can remember a time when women basketball was barely putting up 50,
Mm-hmm.
and now you putting up 100.
It show you that it's evolving. The
Yeah.
game steady getting better.
Yep, better and better. Back to the injury side of things, Caitlin Clark from the Indiana Fever. She has a left quad strain, and she'll be out a couple of weeks. I think this is I think she's already been out a week, so she should be getting ready to come back pretty soon. I'm not sure, but prayers out to her. Also, hopefully she'll have a speedy recovery.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. She'll be back out there on the court soon.
Other news. Chicago Sky, they announced that they will retire Candace Parker's jersey on August the 25th.
Yeah, well deserved.
Yeah, she's
Well deserved.
LA is retiring her jersey too.
Mm-hmm.
So Tennessee, her college has already retired her jersey. Chicago is gonna retire.
Mm-hmm.
LA, didn't she play? She never played with the Aces, did she?
She did play with
She
Aces.
did. Okay. Did her age play?
She got her last ring with Aces.
Okay, see, I couldn't remember. Okay, well, congratulations, Candace, because you had a career, girl.
Yep,
You
she
had
did
a
have that.
career, and she's still having a career now being a commentator. So,
Mm-hmm.
congratulations to her. You got anything else for women basketball?
No, not that I know of. I ain't heard nothing new recently, man.
Nothing new or interesting. Asia is still doing it by herself in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
I mean, Las Vegas.
Yeah.
She's doing it by herself. She has no help.
You see doing it by herself for real though, man. Cause you give them 30 and 15, and y'all still lose. Ain't nothing else you can do about that.
Nothing
bro.
else
Like,
you can do about it.
You just look at the coach and just put your hand up. Like you honestly like literally have nothing else that you can do.
Yep. All right. You ready to talk about NBA?
Yeah, we gotta get into it, man. That was the whole point of this episode.
All
man.
right,
NBA Finals.
let's start off with the Eastern Conference Finals. Talk about that first. The Indiana Pacers defeated the New York Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals in 6 games.
Mm-hmm.
Pascal Siakam was named Eastern Conference Finals MVP. We're gonna talk about that too. What you thought about that series?
No surprising. I feel like the NBA was gonna set it up to get the Knicks in there, but I'm glad the best team won the series. That who was supposed to win the series. Tom Thibodeau style of coaching would never win a championship.
Yep.
Uh,
I think the Knicks lost that series the first game. When they let them come back in overtime,
mm-hmm.
the Knicks lost that series that game.
I ain't even gonna say that they lost it that game, like they lost series that game, but they definitely played a factor.
Yeah,
though,
yeah.
Because they let Indiana sneak in. Well, not just one game in New York, both games in New York.
They went back to Indiana down 0-2.
Exactly, and they play a huge factor.
Yeah, I agree. And the Knicks did win Game 5, of course, to force a Game 6, but that was kind of like scripted. I think, I think everybody knew that the Knicks was gonna win Game 5 in New York, and Indiana was gonna close out in Game 6.
Mm-hmm.
And we watched that game, and honestly, the Knicks were playing good. It was a good game up until that like middle of the third quarter.
Yeah.
And the Pacers just got out, and it was over with then.
That's what the Pacers can do, though, bro. They keep you in the game close, and then when they want to just run off, they in a blank eye up 20 points.
Yeah, easily.
Like, that's what they do. That's how they've been beating teams all season. But it's going to be a good like, series, them versus the Thunder for sure. But I'm going to get and say that until we talk about the final. But I don't feel like they'll be able to just run off on the Thunder like that.
And like I just said earlier, Pascal Siakam was named the Eastern Conference Finals MVP. Honestly, in my opinion, he deserved it. If I had a vote, I would have voted for him.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a tight race between him and, of course, Tyrese Halliburton. And Siakam won by one vote.
Yep, I saw that.
What you think?
Like I said, Pascal Siakam deserved it, in my opinion, because people talking about Tyrese Halliburton having these 30 and 15 assist game when it was just one game. When Pascal Siakam had 30 points in game 2, where Tyrese Halliburton only had like 12 points, and that what really led them to the victory. And Pascal Siakam also had other 30-point games in this series. So
it's just
I
It was
feel
just
like it was, they were both worthy of, but I feel like Pascal Siakam was more worthy of because he been doing things the whole entire series. Yes, you could say Tyrese Halliburton was facilitating through the series, but facilitate only can do so much.
yeah.
Yeah, if you gonna consider yourself that guy, you got to go out there and score the points like that guy.
Is he's gonna yeah, like you just said, if he's gonna consider himself that guy, he should have stood out so it wouldn't have been no debate whether it would have been him or Siakam. But
Exactly.
the voting results, you had Steve Ashburner from NBA.com, Hollenberg, Tim Bontemps from ESPN.com, Siakam, Jamal Collier, ESPN.com, Hollenberg, Dustin Dorpack from the Indianapolis Star, Siakam, Katie George, ESPN Radio, Siakam, Fred Katz, the Athletic, Siakam, Reggie Miller, TNT, Hollenberg, Steve Popper, Newsday, Siakam, and Joe Vernon, the Athletic, Tyrese Hollenberg. So, like we said, it was a close race, and it was no surprise to me that Reggie voted for Tyrese. I mean, they play the same position, you know.
Exactly.
So that wasn't a surprise to me. But congratulations to the Indiana Pacers. They're going back to the finals. Tyrese, shout out to Miles Turner.
Yeah, he's been there a long
He's been there, yes.
For the longest, man.
Had his entire career in Indiana. And I was watching an interview he did the other day, and it said, he was like, my name has been on the chopping block for years when it came to the Pacers. And I've always been here. I've always stayed. So shout out to him, even if they don't win it.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure, man.
He went.
Been there.
Yeah.
He got there with his team, man. Hey. You know, shout out to him. He made it. He can be one of people to say, I made it to the NBA Finals.
Yep. But moving on to the other side, to the western side, the Indiana Pacers will face their young team in OKC, the Oklahoma City Thunder, with the MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. What you think?
I got the Thunder.
In how many games?
Want me to be honest?
Yeah.
5.
Why?
Because, like I said, the Pacers not gonna be able to run out on the Thunder how they think they will. Cause the Thunder gonna get back in transition, and they don't take bad shots on offense. So the Pacers not gonna be able to just rebound and run, cause they not gonna shoot a bad shot.
Okay.
Then 2, the Thunder got too many players that they gonna throw at Halliburton. First off, you gonna start Lou Dort on them from the jump. Then you got Alex Caruso coming off the bench that you could throw at him. Then you got Casey Waters you come off the bench that you could throw at him. Then I'll let Jalen Williams guard. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with Shea guarding.
Yeah.
And we seen all throughout the playoff, Tyrese Halliburton haven't had a physical defender guarding him that's bigger, that's gonna touch on him, that's gonna play physical with him. We gonna see how that happen. I don't think he can adjust to that because he just been so freely facilitating the ball. I don't think with these aggressive defenders, I don't think he'll be able to score. So then people gonna come with, oh well, that's when the facilitation gonna come in. But the Thunder play passing lanes. They sitting there on help defense watching everything. Yeah. They in the spot where you think your wide open teammate gonna be here before he even there, and they gonna steal that. So I don't see that working out.
And one thing that I heard Kendrick Perkins say this morning, the Thunder is not a team that live by the 3, die by the 3.
They not.
They get downhill. Bro, they get downhill.
Watching the Thunder on offense, they gonna get the best possible shot there is. Yeah. Whether it's Shea shooting the mid-range, whether it's him driving, whether it's J-Dub driving, whether it's driving, kick, whether it's a lob to check, they gonna look for the most efficient shot on offense because they know they don't have to shoot a 3, but if it's there, we can take it.
Yeah, we can take it. And also, in the regular season, you know, that's East and West, so they don't play each other a lot. But the 2 times they did play, the Thunder won both times. I know. And Chet did not play both times.
I know. And then I was just watching this TikTok. The last time the Thunder lost a home game to an Eastern team was to the Indiana Pacers with the same starting 5 they got now with Tyrese Halliburton, Miles Turner, Siakam, everybody. But the only difference was the Thunder had Gordon Hayward start and Josh Giddey was start.
I remember that team.
So,
I remember that team, yeah.
You can say that the Pacers got their same team, they can do it. But I feel that the Thunder is a better team.
It's a better team. I do too.
Than when they played then.
Yes. And like I said, those 2 games in the regular season, they didn't have Chet. Okay.
Chet gonna play a big difference.
You and I were talking about this off camera earlier. You said Chet and Siakam gonna be on each other.
They are.
Siakam, I think Chet gonna shut Siakam down.
If the Thunder go with this two big lineup starting how they been doing all since the playoff been started, Chet gonna be on Siakam, and I like that matchup better than Karl Anthony Towns guarding Siakam.
Yeah. I think Karl Anthony Towns was too big to guard Siakam, if that makes sense,
Yep.
you know.
But it's gonna come back too on the other side of the ball too, because I feel like Siakam can guard Chet as well.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
Chet's length.
exactly. That's what I was just about to say. When it come to rebounding, Chet gonna have the advantage because he's longer.
Yeah.
Like Siakam held his own versus Cat as much as he could, but Chet not gonna bang with you in the post as much as Cat is. But at the same time, Chet gonna knock them threes down too if Siakam leave them open.
Exactly.
And I don't feel like the Pacers have anybody that can stop Shea. Like, cause can't nobody stop him in general. But,
yeah, I can see why you say that.
But
yeah.
I don't feel like they don't even have nobody that can contain him. Like, from anything.
Like, I feel like if he want to go out there and get 50 points game one, he gonna be able to do that.
Exactly, bro.
I do think that.
And then people talking about what's his name, number 2, Nimhard from the page of how he was guarding Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson is only 6 feet, 6'1" at the most. Shea is 6'6".
You know what? This the Eastern Conference Finals was my first time actually sitting down and watching the Knicks this season.
Yeah.
I know Jalen Brunson got Mr. Clutch player, but he be taking some crazy shots
because they play one-on-one basketball.
It's
either
like
Jalen Brunson finna come down one-on-one and score, or we're going to kick the ball to Cat and let him do his one-on-one thing and score, or we're going to rely on Mikal Bridges at the end of the shot clock, just catching the ball, showing his little step-back mid-range jump shot that they know he going to make. They run no type of offense.
Yep. Oh, I forgot to say this. Shea was, not only was Shea the most valuable player of the regular season, he was named Western Conference Finals MVP also. And it was well deserved. I don't see anybody, like, he should have got a unanimous.
Exactly.
You know?
Because, like, yeah, you could say J-Dub, but, like, come on, bro.
Yeah, Chet. Shea deserved it. Yeah,
bro. The games where Shea had a bad game, J-Dub had the worst game.
Right.
So, like, it was back and forth. We knew Shea was going to get a regard, like you said. But since you said that, I got to ask the question on the podcast because I've been seeing it all on my TikTok.
Wait a minute. Before I know what you finna ask. Let me get my prediction. Since you already got yours. My prediction is pretty much the same as Solomon. I think the Thunder going to win. I'ma say, I really want to say 5 games, but because he said 5, I'ma say 6.
It's gonna depend. Whoever win game 1 Thursday is gonna win the series.
Speaking of game 1, every series the Pacers have played in,
they won game 1.
They have won game 1. Yes.
I know, and that's how
that's gonna be a key factor.
Oh, I knocked it off. I hit my knee, but that's how they get their advantage though, because.
He ain't gonna stay because we wanted to stay.
Yeah. But that's how they get their advantage though. All the series the Pacers didn't have except for, I want to say round 1.
They played the Bucks. I thought they.
I know,
them.
but they did. But that's when they had their only game. Their first game was at home.
Oh,
all
okay.
the rest of the game, their first game on the road.
Yeah,
see,
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's how they get their advantage. They win game 1 on the road. For one, if you are opposing team in the playoffs, you don't got to get the first 2 games away. But if you sneak 1 in there, you already good.
Yep.
Because especially if you know you can win them 2 at home, you up 3-1.
Yep. Already. I agree. I think Thursday night is going to be a very good game.
Exactly. And then that's the same advantage to the team that got the home court advantage. Because look at the Thunder. They beat the Timberwolves to game 1 and 2.
Yep. Game
3 they came. And you can't tell them the Thunder ain't say, man, it is what it is. They win game 3. They got it. We going to take this little risk.
Didn't the Timberwolves win
game
3?
They won game 3. The Thunder up 3-1. And then, hold on.
They were up 2-1.
Yeah, 2-1. I'm wrong. They was up 2-1. Then they got what's the name? Won the second game 3-1. Then you go back home up 3-1.
Yep.
Close it in 5.
Yep. And that's what they did.
Exactly.
That's exactly what they did. But I do think the Thunder will be the 2025 NBA championship.
Yeah, I do too, man. But like I said, it's gonna come down to whoever get game 1.
Okay. Go ahead and ask your question.
But yeah, back to my question though, man. If the Thunder win the NBA championship, and Shea get Finals MVP or whatever, is he the greatest Oklahoma City Thunder player to ever put on the jersey?
I'ma say yes, because KD didn't do it with the Thunder.
Yeah.
James Harden didn't do it with the Thunder.
I don't even consider James Harden as no top
Russell Westbrook didn't
player with
do
the
it with the
OKC
Thunder.
Thunder.
Serge Ibaka didn't do it with the Thunder.
Man, you
So
naming everybody on the same team.
exactly. But I will say this: it is a hard call for me when I think about Shea and Russ, cause Russ gave the Thunder his all.
Exactly.
He gave the Thunder everything he had. So and he didn't win the championship. But when you think about the OKC Thunder, that team, they got 3 MVPs from that team:
Mm-hmm.
KD, James Harden, and Russ.
Yeah, you right. But at the time though, they weren't all playing at the MVP level.
Right, I
That's
agree.
that's why
I
people
agree.
say that, bro. I don't consider that because James Harden and their OKC team didn't have MVP James Harden.
It did.
They didn't have MVP KD. They
Yeah.
probably had MVP Russ then, but they didn't give it to him. They was
Yeah.
playing. KD and Russ was playing at semi MVP caliber, but you had James Harden coming off the bench.
James Harden was coming off the
That's
bench.
your 6 man of the year. I'm not considering a 6 man of the year being an MVP.
And I threw Serge Ibaka in there because back in the day, OKC traded Serge to Toronto to keep James Harden.
Mhm.
So that's why I threw him in there.
Yeah, I feel you, but I wouldn't say he the greatest one. Yeah, he would have the championship, and that would be like the main accomplishment that he can hold over their head. Like people can hold over their head in this argument. But like I said, Russ gave you that all.
Russ
bro.
gave
like,
it out, and Russ was
like,
there the longest.
Exactly, and you can't compare the teams Russ had to this team that they got now, bro.
Yeah.
Like the team Russ had, they won no. You never thought they was gonna win the final.
And the
bro.
West was so different back then.
You never
too.
thought they were gonna win the final, especially after KD left too.
Yeah.
It was over with.
When Russ left, you knew when KD left and Russ and PG was there, you was like,
No,
yeah.
it was over with. When KD left, it was over.
But I think this would be the year that young team do it. And also another thing, Alex Caruso, the only player on OKC with this finals experience won.
Alex Caruso is the oldest person in general on the OKC Thunder team.
Pascal Siakam, Indiana Pacers.
Yeah.
He won one with Toronto Raptors.
I know.
If I'm not mistaken, he's the only one on the Pacers that has experience and won a championship. So, I mean, on that level, they're equal. You know what I'm saying? So, OKC use their bench too. They go deep in their bench.
That's the only thing I feel like the Pacers they can match up with them. The Pacers deep too. Like
they
rely on everybody on their team too. It's gonna come down to, in my opinion, whoever win game one, which role players step up the best in coaching.
Yeah.
Cause people be,
I don't even know who OKC coach is.
Exactly.
Though.
Like he ain't known, but he just a great coach. Like he got a great defensive mind.
Yeah.
But at the same time, people gotta understand too, the Pacers got a great coach.
Rick Carlisle won one with Dallas Mavericks.
The Pacers got a great coach, bro. Dallas Mavericks just don't know how bad they messed their own organization up.
Yeah.
Like literally.
And you know what? And I know this is completely off topic. And you know they got the #1 draft pick right now, but if they don't trade, and everybody expecting them to take Cooper Flag. But as y'all say, I wouldn't be surprised if they sold on it, as y'all say. If they messed it up,
like
you
me
know.
and Papa was talking earlier, the trade he gave me wasn't bad, but I know New York ain't gonna do this because you can't give up both of them. That's what I was trying to explain to him. He was like, this what New York need to do after firing Tom Thibodeau. 3-team.
Yeah, we got to talk about that too.
He was like 3-team trade. He said the Knicks need to give Milwaukee Brunson and Cat.
Oh, no.
And that's what I was like. I was like, nah, Papa, you tripping.
Oh,
you tripping,
no.
Papa. I was like, they can't get rid of both of them. But he was like, just listen. He was like, they get rid of Jalen Brunson and Cat. They get Giannis and what's the name? And the Bucks get the Well, it was a 3 because the Mavericks was in there too. I'm trying to think who the Mavericks got. Who did the Mavericks? It was some way the Mavericks. Who did the Mavericks get? No. He said it like this. This is what he said. He said Jalen Brunson and Cat go to the Mavericks. That's what he said.
But the Mavericks got rid of Jalen Brunson, remember, early in his career. Jalen Brunson used to play for the Mavericks.
He did. I'm trying to figure out what he said. He said something, though. But I know Jalen Brunson and Cat, he said trade them.
That ain't going to happen.
That's what I said. I said they can't get rid of both of them. I understand trading one of them, but you can't get rid of both of them.
They ain't getting rid of Brunson. They'll trade Cat before they get rid of Brunson.
But I said you can't get rid of both of them. But he was like, what did he say? I want to say Cat and Brunson to the Bucks. Giannis No, yeah, break. Yeah, that's what he said. Cat and Brunson to the Bucks, Giannis to the Mavs, and the Knicks get the #1 draft pick.
And draft Cooper Flag.
That's what he said.
I mean, I ain't mad at it.
I'm not, but you giving away like
you selling the whole farm, not just the cow.
exactly
The whole
like,
farm.
And then the way he explained, he was like, they might have well do it. They gave 5 first-round draft pick for
Mikal
Mikal
Bridges,
I was
yeah.
like, yeah, you right about that. But
He did have a point when he
but
said
at the same
that.
time, though,
But speaking of trades and stuff, all over my TikTok and other social media feeds, they've been talking about how this is a Paul George NBA Finals.
it is.
Because, and what they mean by that is, Paul George used to play for the Indiana Pacers and the OKC Thunder. But he was integral in the trades to get these star players on these young teams. For example, when Paul George went to the Clippers, they got Paul George from the OKC Thunder, and the Thunder got Shea. And they also got the 2021 first round pick, which was Trey Mann, 2022 first round pick, Jalen Williams, 2024 first round pick, Dylan Jones. So Paul George helped shape the Thunder.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he went, the Kings got Sabonis, Justin Holiday, Jeremy Lamb, and the Pacers got Tyrese Halliburton,
Yep.
Buddy Hield, and Tristan Thompson.
Mm-hmm.
So Paul George played a very big role
Mm-hmm.
in these two young teams and the superstars they have acquired.
Yep. Now both teams in the final.
And now Paul George still don't have a ring.
Mm-hmm.
Did he even play this year?
Yeah, he played.
He didn't
Barely.
have much of an impact.
I'll say he barely played, but he played.
He didn't have
though.
much of an impact. In other news, Tom Thibodeau, head coach of the New York Knicks,
Yep.
he got fired today.
He did.
What you think about that?
No shocker. His style of basketball will never win the NBA Finals because you can't expect your same team that had played an 82-game season to play 50 minutes a night in the playoffs after that's 100 games, 100-plus games.
Yeah.
At that.
Yeah.
Their body's tired. Then you expect them to play one-on-one basketball the whole game.
And then,
Like, that's crazy.
And you brought this up the other night when they were playing. That's why the Knicks were losing. By the fourth quarter, they tired.
gassed,
They're
bro.
gassed.
Bro.
And then it's like the Pacers. That's when the Pacers take it up
Exactly.
another level.
That's all they win on, bro.
Mhm.
The Pacers come out first quarter hot, go up 20, 25 at that.
Yeah.
Second and third quarter, the Knicks using all their willpower to try to play comeback.
Yep.
They get a comeback in at the end of the third quarter. They got momentum coming, thinking the game over. What the Pacers do at the fourth? Run the score right
Yep.
back up because the Knicks be gassed tired.
They can't play no
You
more.
can look at Jalen Brunson on TV and tell he be gassed. Like, you know they be tired, bro.
Yep. It's just, and then you remember in the middle of the season, Mikal Bridges called him out asking him to rest them more.
Exactly, bro. He need to.
So, and one thing your papa said about that, he said Tom Thibodeau has always gotten them there,
But he never get them past
but he
that.
never get them past it.
Bro, because his team body be wore down by the time they get there.
Yep, they tired.
Like, I understand
Yes.
they're your player, bro, but at the same time, it's a team. You got to
Yes.
have other players to use when your star player, when you didn't overwork your star
I think
players,
they
bro.
said he used the 8-man rotation.
He didn't use 8.
I
Probably
can
used
say,
7.
You know he used. Did OG come off the bench?
No. OG started. Like, Mitchell Robinson came off the bench. McBride came off the bench.
Uh-huh.
And that was it.
That was it.
And then, Brunson, Josh Hart, Bridges, OG Cat. Yeah, and that was it. And then that Shaman dude they put in, he didn't start playing till after the series was over. They knew it was over then.
Yep. So it's gonna be interesting to see who they hire as their next head coach. But the Denver Nuggets, they hired that guy that was the interim coach when they fired their coach. His name is David Alderman.
Mm-hmm.
They hired him as the official head coach
Who?
of the Denver Nuggets.
Oh, the nigga. Okay, yeah.
So that'll be interesting to see too. That's pretty much all I got for the NBA. Is the final start Thursday.
Yep.
So
Man, y'all just be on the lookout, man. We got a huge announcement coming tomorrow when this video comes out, so
we do.
y'all just stay tuned for that, man. But But yeah, I don't got nothing else. Let me get my Be
I
Different
was
quote of
gonna
the
say
week.
you gonna get your be different quote.
Be Different
Why
quote.
he doing that? Again, congratulations to all of the class of 2025 graduates from pre-K to doctoral level. We're proud of you over here at the Be Different podcast, and just keep going.
Yeah, man. Be Different quote of the week for this week is be stronger than your excuses.
I like that because you can make a million excuses.
Just gotta be
You gotta be
stronger.
strong. All right, y'all. Until next time, I'm Toya.
I'm Solomon.
Remember, be different.
Peace.